All right, we're live. Welcome everyone to another show, Friday Conversation with Free. I am your humble host, Omar, with my partner in crime, Free. How are you, my brother?
Doing pretty good actually. I'm doing pretty good. Um, it's been a slow news week for me.
Really?
A few development.
Yeah.
Like a few developments have happened, but
Well, I mean, go ahead.
we're coming close to the midterms.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna start. You saw what happened to Nancy Pelosi's husband, right? He got attacked, almost got killed,
Yeah, yeah. I
and the
mean,
right wing ran away with the thing that he was gay and he had a gay lover. What the fuck is going on with this country, man? Even
because I'm looking it up now. We'll just say anything and try their absolute best to get away with it. I mean, okay, so let me show this. Share
uh
screen. Yeah, I'm just pulling up the headline.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, what happened is that what's his name? You see it? All right.
Yeah.
Um,
So let me show you. Break it down. So tell
what
us what
happened?
happened.
Okay, what happened is that somebody broke in the middle of the night, and the man was sleeping. He's 82 years old. He's the husband of Nancy Pelosi, who is the Speaker of the House, the third person in fucking in our line of government. And then what happened is that he managed. I think the man was a little bit crazy, so he managed to call 911 at the same time, have like a conversation with him at the same time while the 911 operator was listening.
Yeah.
And he said, he's a friend. He's here looking for Nance. He was trying to throw, like how some women who are battered, battered women when they get beat up, they usually call, "Can you deliver us pizza?" There's a code. Pizza is for people, for the police to come up that she's being battered, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the man, the only thing is the man managed to stay okay until the police came. They had the hammers, they both were holding the hammer, and then he started attacking the guy while the police were present, which is fucking strange in itself. They should have stopped him. But my issue is when you have Elon Musk who just bought Twitter, and all eyes are
Oh God.
and all eyes
There's
are
more
on
stuff
him.
on him. Yeah.
Yeah, all eyes are on him right now. He should behave himself until he gets to fucking normalized. And he tweets, there's something more to it, and he alludes to some right wing newspaper in San Diego that just lies. Tells it's a crazy newspaper, and it told a story about
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
having
Another rag.
yeah, he picked up a homosexual lover, and he took him
Like
home. Yeah,
what is this? Fucking projection shit. The most random, batshit crazy thing they can think of. I mean, okay, this was a domestic violence case in a consensual sexual relationship. No evidence. No
yeah, yeah.
evidence.
Right,
No
right, right.
evidence. Yeah, this guy says. I think the DA, yeah, herself. She said we have nothing to suggest these two men knew each other prior to this incident.
Right.
And the word friend,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a code word, or it could have been, alternatively, a term of
He went inside her.
de-escalation,
Yeah.
de-escalation.
Yeah.
You know how bank tellers used to call me, oh, my friend. Well, we don't really know each other. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
out of a sign of respect.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Something casual.
I,
It tends to ease things a little.
I think he said that just to calm the guy down. I think he
Yeah, yeah,
realized he's a man who has a lot of wisdom. He's 82 years old. He see the man is not a normal breaking guy. Probably by the way he was talking and stuff like that. So he eased into it. Oh, he's a friend. And while the 911 operator. Anyway, forget about what happened. He still got attacked. The man got his skull broken into. He's 82 years old. Why is what has the country got come to where a political party with a history of more than 150 years will involve himself in rumors and try to discredit and carry favor that the Speaker of the House was a homosexual, even if he's gay. So what? But the whole issue is that what is the beneficial from it? Did they get cry when Kavanaugh was supposed to be getting attacked, and they were crying when Scalia, the guys that got a shot when they were playing baseball? I don't understand. Our country is in a fucking place of no return, man.
Well, they'll just say anything, because the whole groomer rhetoric is the thing. Oh, they're trying to indoctrinate your children with all the queer stuff. They want to supplant that
Yeah.
into some like current recent political event. So they say, oh well, this is actually evidence that gay people are some, whatever the culture war conspiracy is at that moment. This is the reason gay people are bad, and this is why we need to, uh, pretty much put them in concentration camps, as the Republicans seem to be implying, it's teetering on this fascistic rhetoric, especially, coming up to the midterms in a political climate like this. But the point I want to make, okay,
Okay.
is that uh, they'll make up anything,
Right.
and that's as brazen as they're willing to get. And the Democrats, they keep on sticking by the rules
Yeah.
when these right wing freaks have
Yeah.
just abandoned all of their rules, so
Yeah.
long as it gets them to their
Yeah.
ideology. They'll they'll take office by literally any means necessary, and if that involves usurping democracy, making up conspiracies,
Right.
uh, just straight up lying, then
Hey,
that's what they'll do. Go
you
ahead.
need somebody who's fucking who could talk, man. I like Tim Ryan of Ohio. See how he talks when he talks to him? He's an ass kisser.
Yeah,
He's calling that shit. You need somebody with fucking balls, man. Talk tough. Stop talking that fucking New York kosher eating motherfuckers. Chuck Schumer and all these dinosaurs running around the
yeah,
fucking hallway. The lady from California, I think she's like 89 years old, 82 years old, walking around with a pacemaker and all that stuff. The Democrat needs to talk tough. Obama raised the heat up in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee. We talked about Ron Johnson trying to fuck with Social Security, but the whole idea is right now is that we have this idea. Well, we're the civility party. We're the party that wants to be a parliamentary party. Man, motherfucker, it's time to punch back, man. Because people are talking about a fucking civil war, about mayhem, or you have 291 Republican running that. If they win, they're not gonna accept the results. Fuck you if you don't accept the results, man. And the media says, "Well, what are we gonna do if they don't accept the results?" So they don't accept. They don't accept. They're not gonna go. Don't we have a police? Call the police and get them out of the building.
yeah. I mean, this is what the Nazis did back
Yeah,
in 1930s, well, late 20s Weimar Germany and
yeah,
early 30s Weimar Germany,
yeah,
because they're willing to do absolutely anything, and that includes killing political opponents,
yeah.
which obviously a very Nazi like political characteristic. They're
Right,
willing to kill political opponents.
right.
They're willing to absolutely make up lies, and the links they will go to once they
Yeah.
get in power, and they've just absolved any and all remaining traces of democracy. It, it, it's just terrifying. The ends we'll get to. Um,
How do you see the country in 10 years?
ah, man, I don't want to. Oh man, I
Because
don't want to think
I'm
about
getting
that.
scared, man. I really, really am getting scared a little
Yeah,
bit because I'm hearing people who make sense. They're using the word civil war, historians and stuff like that. This is getting fucking scary, man. That we're actually having this conversation in this day and age in a democracy that's 200, almost 50 years old, where we have rule of law. We have already established all these laws. We established a constitution. We already bypassed the slavery and all the mayhem, the Jim Crow, everything else. And we have come to a point in our country where we already have a system in place. Then only to have one side just, if we're not going to win, we don't accept it. But if we win, it's good. That's what the
yeah,
Republican Party is saying.
yeah. All about voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud. Every time a Democrat wins, never mention it when they lose. So like democracy, a fair electoral process for me, not for the.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Okay, I want to tell you that in the last eight presidential election, seven of the eight, the Republicans did not win the popular vote, and I'm willing to bet you if they start losing the electrical college vote, then they're in trouble. Go, go. That's my granddaughter. Get her. Close the door. Get out of here, kid. See, he's got a. So the electrical college. They still won with the electrical college, and when they lost, the election was stolen, man. People in Milwaukee and Philadelphia and Detroit. It sounds like black neighborhoods. They cheat. You know how they do. They cheat these people. And and you. Okay, let me call her. I'm about to get out of here. Close the door. Go. Cause we didn't invite you on the. Go ahead, talk, man. Let me get rid of this kid there.
Yeah, sure. Let me screen share. So, it's a good point and a really relevant point that you make about the electoral college, because off to the right here,
Yeah.
that's actually no. Yeah. Oh, this is the Trump era results. Let me pull up
Yeah, but
the
don't
the,
be
the
fooled by the
Biden
rednecks.
election
Those are old
results.
trees. Yeah,
So,
but
this is well, actually, these are the electoral votes per state.
yeah,
Now, I think this needs to be abolished. While I'm at it,
yeah,
abolish the electoral college and abolish or reform the Senate while we're at it, because if people from pertaining to the Senate, if people's actually, let me say this: if a few 10,000 people from Wyoming can
yeah,
get just as much representation in
yeah,
legislature as, say, a few 100,000 Californians, then
yeah.
something's not right. Like, the whole argument, okay, from
40
these
million.
people,
Yeah,
yeah, from these people, okay, is that, oh well, individual state differences and
yeah.
fucking every state has become its own distinct culture, completely inseparable from other states. Oh, they're so unique, they're so unique. Okay, well, the fact that you know we don't have the popular vote, I think, really speaks to a backwards electoral system in this
Yeah,
country, because, okay, so long as we're talking differences between people, you know
yeah.
each person's vote counts equally, and
Right.
it's not this, like, because if we went off exclusively of the popular vote, it's not going to be this, you know sort of appointive system in which the election in November isn't really the true election, but the election on November 14th is, and the electoral voters can, just vote for whoever the fuck they want. They don't necessarily have to
But
follow their
eh,
constituents.
a mayoral election has more prestige than the presidential election because the mayor wins by popular vote by the account of the majority. But the president of our country, we only pick him by some fucking arcane. Yeah,
Precincts rights.
yeah.
Hey, popular vote. Oh, that's bullshit. Like,
Yeah, what I want to speak to these people. I'm from Brooklyn. We have almost 3 million people in one borough. This is a borough, just a small part of New York City. That's almost like 4 states:
yeah.
Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Montana. That's almost like 4 states. This is a borough. This is not. It's like a small part of New York City, not part of New York now. Just New
Mhm.
York City. We have the five borough: Manhattan, Brooklyn, New York, Staten Island.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that we are heading toward a lopsided democracy. First, they got the courts. They really packed the courts with like 300, 400 judges of lifetime
Oh yeah.
who don't have the same value as the country as a majority. Now they have the Supreme Court who are eradicating everything that has been ruled on. Now affirmative action is on the chopping block, abortion. They're going to go back to gay marriage and all that stuff that the country
Mhm.
had bypassed, and we're already on a different spot. And when you speak to them, they act like now California just became the fourth economy in the fucking world. Excuse my language. The fourth economy in the world. That means
Mhm.
there's the United States, China, Japan, and California. Now, when you talk about a national divorce, what are you talking about? How are you going to feed your people? These states
Like,
can't feed themselves. You see, the whole idea is they have this romance with a civil war, but they don't know if mayhem erupts. There's no heart medicine. The checks stop coming. The disability check stops. The Social Security stops. Medicaid stops. The
mhm.
children insurance stops. Everything stops, and then they're gonna realize, oh, there was a federal government that was taking care of us.
But by then it'll be too late.
This is
There'll
what I'm.
already be fascism at that point, when all the social safety nets are gone and they're left stranded in the rural home that they can't get for a penny if they try to resell it. They'll be well and truly fucked. I call it SOL and JWF. Shit out of luck and jolly well fucked, you know? 'Cause-
This is my problem. I always say that even when I'm in the panels, and they always get mad. My issue is we have a problem with poor white America. Poor white America is fucking shit up for everybody. They're not voting for their own interests because they're not, because they're fucking poor as fuck. Their hospitals are closing. Urban hospitals are closing right and left because some states refuse to expand the Obamacare, for Medicaid. So they're deprived. Like for example, Georgia, there are more than 400,000 Georgians. That's how we're going to call them, who could qualify for the Medicaid expansion, but they are deprived because the governor refuses to implant it. And the whole idea, these hospitals are going out of business because they depend on Medicaid and Medicare for people to pay. You understand? So they're closing all these fucking hospitals, and these people are doing the same thing. We're gonna vote. We hate them Democrats. Those Democrats, the communists.
I
The evil
reckon
guys.
them socialists are grooming kids and
Yeah,
fucking
cabal. Those are about kids.
reparation.
What the
CRT, CRT.
What is this
Right.
shit about? Let me put it on to see you, man, when you do those things. What I'm trying to say is that what is this with fucking children all the time? I was watching the special, for the Daily Show. Who's that guy? He's funny. I forgot his name. Is Jordan something?
John
Jordan.
Stewart? Or
No. Jordan. Jordan something. He did a special. Just came out.
Jordan Klepper, yeah.
Yeah, he did, and he's talking to these people. I don't know if we could put up some of it if you want to look at it on YouTube. I don't know if you're gonna get fuck it. Just put it some of it.
Well, what is it? Because I can find the clip.
It's a whole special. He's talking to Trump supporters and election deniers, and when he talks to them, they don't make no sense, and they know better. But when it comes to Trump, they don't know anything. You understand? He will trick them into a situation where will they make sense out of something complex. But as soon as he go, was the election stolen? Yeah, it was stolen right away. Right away, it was stolen right away, and they go back to dumb down, being a dumb down. I think just put the Daily Show special. It's called Fingers or some shit like that.
Yeah, Daily Show. Yeah. Give me a minute. Daily Show.
Yeah. I don't know.
Daily Show. Oh.
You didn't see that? That's a lot of content.
This is long, but we'll watch the first few minutes of it.
No, just watch a little bit. Just jump ahead here because
yeah.
we don't want to get in trouble with them because this is their special. But what I saw is the whole idea was, I am so fucking okay. No,
Yeah.
get it over.
Yeah, just wait for the ad. There's no possible way of skipping this one.
You can't skip.
So no, but so
I have
there we go.
Come back losers on election day. There's going to be a problem.
This country's in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Just listen to the.
January 6th will look like a parade. Mass carnage. This country will be a powder keg.
And we're off. By all accounts, these midterms are going to be messy. Almost 60% of the country will have a candidate on their ballot.
So in other words, if they win, there's gonna be violence. If they don't win,
Are we ready to scrap the queen?
Like, for the longest time, I mean, since Reagan, these were the law and order people, But in terms of not only white collar crime, but these QAnon redneck conspiracy mongering lunatics, they hate cops. They hate anybody who will defend that status quo. And you see how I'm consistent. I still want to either defund or substantially reform the police. I prefer social workers handling things, de-escalating situations. So long as you're a cop who just wants to maintain the status quo, wants to abide by the law, all that jazz, they'll fucking hate you because they're so virulently tribalistic. You're not on their side.
Find out. I'm heading to 3 hotbed swing
So
states.
what does a national divorce looks like to you? Get that out of it. We won't get in trouble with these people.
See if America's still good with this whole
I can't
democracy
think of it's fucking scary, man.
Tour, Pennsylvania. The GOP's nominee for governor is Doug Mastriano, the most high-profile candidate who was
Fucking
there
evil
at the Capitol
motherfucker.
on January
Huh?
6th.
Yeah.
Gumption makes him governor material.
Mastriano.
So this is dumb shit.
No, because everybody makes emotional mistakes. That's
Emotional
what happened
mistake.
at Calvary. A whole bunch of people got caught up, including the state and they killed Jesus.
Let he who has not been a part of an insurrection cast the first stone.
There you go.
I trust that man with my life.
His appearance on January 6th, qualify or disqualify him?
I got no comment on January 6th.
A big part of his identity
Oh, they're totally quiet. You know, law and
Yeah,
order,
yeah,
law
yeah,
and
yeah.
order.
is based on the fact that he is somebody who went to January
So
6th.
you know,
his
put it
own
away.
name.
Let's talk. Let's have a because I'm gonna say
Yeah.
we don't lose that channel. I was gonna ask you so what is a national divorce? What are they saying? Could you translate? Because you're white. You know, I'm not white, so maybe you have some insight. Maybe you guys have some special cabal. You guys get together on the weekends. Say, let's plan against those fucking brown men. What is a fucking national divorce? What are they talking about?
National divorce. I hadn't heard of the term before,
No,
but like
Yeah,
calls for like a national divorce. I still, you know, because this is a fairly new word to me, and I'll explain what I think it means.
Uh.
This really vague word, national divorce.
they talk
Uh,
about secession.
because okay, and this is like a really convenient freaking thing for them. So because they've pushed, you know, this whole federalization thing, states' rights, Lone Star State of Texas. Oh, we
Yeah.
reserve the right to secede from the union whenever we want.
Texas is
Oh, go ahead.
Texas is 50% color.
Yeah.
You know
And-
that even if they fucking get a divorce, they still got to deal with the people they live in there with. What they gonna do with them?
It's up to you. Like, you know, just think about it, Omar. With as fascistic as they're getting, like, this is why, you know, I hold off on talking about a lot of other. Well, I've held off on talking about a lot of other political issues, like labor,
Yeah.
because you know this is so fascistic, man. This is so
Right.
fascistic,
Yeah.
and they can't legally do this. I'm pretty sure most constitutional scholars and national
No,
lawyers
they-
would agree that
They can. The last time it happened, 600,000 people died. It's illegal. They're gonna go to war. The country's not gonna let. The military is not gonna see the country divide itself unless the military is in cahoots with that. But I mean, you have to understand that the military and the deep state in the United States is a living being, and
Mhm.
it eats and it feeds on the wealth of this country. And if it sees that its interests are threatened by a divorce or by secession or by violence, I think they will interfere. They don't want that. Do you think Jeff Bezos wants to lose his billions and billions of dollars, or what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Musk or Gates, all these guys, because God forbid if the country becomes violence, the money will collapse, the dollar will collapse right away. All that money will become worthless that they have in the banks. They become worth nothing.
Well, that's when shit really hits the fan.
Yeah,
You
people will draw their money, or the country will draw their gold. Yeah, the people got their gold here, not banks. Their money, everything, and you're left fucking holding the bag.
Because when the owners of this country, when capital interests don't want something, you know, going wrong for them, they'll try to get things in order, get things back to the status quo to where they were making money. And I'd be surprised if, you know, because the real populist Republicans, the anti-interventionists, you know, the QAnoners, they've always had, you know, kind of a dissonant relationship with the neocon faction, you know, the real business interest Republicans. So it'd be interesting to see that play out. But the core issue here is that a national divorce and, you know, a subsequent civil war would be an absolute bloodbath in this day and age. You know, like
But go ahead. But how will it start? I mean, what are they gonna do? Just start killing people from New York? What does that fucking mean? Even I mean, it's not gonna happen like that. I mean, people are interacted. I have relatives. In Tennessee, Indiana, and Alabama. I have all these families. They have families here. I mean, I don't understand how this shit is gonna. It's just so fucking. I cannot comprehend it in my mind. I don't know. Maybe because I'm liberal, whatever, and I can't understand what these people want. Why they want mayhem? Why they want to ruin what they have? Their ownership of this country, the greatest country in history, the richest country in history. A country that provides, at least it does provide for its citizens, even if it's not It's not perfect, but it's still a country that no history has not seen. History has not witnessed a country like the United States. And when you look at these states, when you're saying, look, you're saying between Republican and Democratic states, what states he's talking about? Fucking Florida. You only have two states that are viable, maybe Florida, and Florida still fucking needs billions of dollars every year with the fucking hurricanes. And you have Texas. Texas is dependent on oil, and it's not even a majority white no more. Because I know all this talk about secession, national divorce, it's all code word or fucking dog whistle for white people or for racists, not white people. I don't want to put everybody in a fucking I think it's just the noisy ones. The good ones, they don't talk enough to shut them down. That's the whole problem we've got in this country, and they have to stop talking. They have to start talking. I mean, if they don't start talking, then they're gonna lose a lot too. You understand what I'm saying? They have a lot to lose when you're dealing with people like crazy, like Nick Fuentes, like Steve Bannon, like all these crazy motherfuckers. We don't give it down,
fucks that'll say anything.
Yeah, we gotta
so long as
deconstruct
your pockets are lined,
the administrative state. What are you gonna disconstruct? Why don't you go fix your nose? It looks like volcanoes on that guy's nose. His nose, Green Banner. Anyway, let's move on. Good. You have something, Dad?
Well, because I mean, you were saying, I can't comprehend it. Well,
yeah, how let's say you from Florida, I'm from New York, and okay, how's the Civil War gonna happen? Who's this? What did you say?
More spam. But
good.
I don't know what's gonna happen to people like me. Hopefully, we'll stay fine because there's some Democrat areas of Florida, and it used to be a swing state. Hillsborough County, Miami, the Tampa areas, but I mean, this whole idea of the prelude to a civil war, like the idea of insurrectionists storming the U.S. Capitol before January 6th, that seemed like some sort of dystopian, fucking alternate history idea. But it became history. I mean, because when we look back, at the previous times, the Capitol was stormed. That was by an invading force, but by the British in 1812, and it seems so distant. It did seem so distant before January 6th to think that catastrophic events like this could even happen in our sweet little precious democracy that we every day uphold. But it did happen. Because they're brazen enough to do shit like that, okay? You need to be on guard, and you need to get out and vote these midterms, okay? So
they're gonna win, and the whole idea. Okay, we get into the midterms. Next Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
They're already promising to impeach President Biden. He said, "I don't know what I'm going to get impeached for, but they're going to keep it a secret until they win." And they're really going to investigate. They're going to do the same shit that's happened all the time. We investigate you, you investigate us, and the country's going to go down the drain because normal people start to lose interest. Like the normal people from 9 to 5, they don't have no time to follow that shit. And instead of these people going to Washington to help fix the country, legislate and make new laws or get rid of laws or make things easier or bring some prosperity to our region, some regions in our country who deserve prosperity, like who are poor, like the Appalachian region, the Midwest, whatever you want to call them. And instead of doing that, they already hyping it. You got Matt Gaetz, you got this fucking what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you got it's like they're gonna be like the crazy who's gonna it's like the crazy cousins, they have a family reunion. They're gonna try to outdo each other. They're gonna say who's gonna be the fuckest of them all.
Yeah. A perpetual / poll thread. Who can be the worst person out of all of us? Who can be the most repugnant? Scumbag. It's fucking crazy. Y'all got to get out there and vote these midterms, okay? I don't think
they gotta win. They're gonna take over because it usually happens because people are not thinking. First, you had the women; they were upset about the abortion thing. Now they calmed down a little bit because it's been 6 months. Because we have a short memory in the United States. We are a nation with short memory.
Yeah.
The whole idea is that what's going to happen in the next 4 years? I think the next 4 years, the 2024 election and all that, is the most important moment in our history, in our modern history, because if people do not cool heads, or people do not handle the situation right, and you just have these crazy like Donald Trump, and you have that guy imitate him, your guy DeSanto, he talks just like him, he puts his finger like
Yeah.
him, he does his hand like him, he's like his bitch, and and it comes 2025 January, and they don't accept the results, then you really have an issue. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
It's going to lead to violence. Let's just say they succeeded that day in not having those electoral college confirmed or affirmed by the vice president. You're going to have chaos, because you have 81 million people who have good faith in the system, went and voted, and you have 73 million who do have good who had good faith and interest, but you had a couple who said, "Listen, there's no way 81 million people came out for that guy. We got robbed. You got shit."
yeah.
And when you watch that special, you see how dumb these people are. They're fucking dumb. Fuck that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that shit. They're fucking dumb. They are fucking dumb. You know?
Yeah. Well, the Republicans obviously withhold education from them. They want defund public schools and then use that as evidence for promoting private schools. And the private schools, cost absurd amounts in tuition, and they just go uneducated. So they're so evil. They're so evil. Get out there and vote. I mean, God, keep these people in power.
What else is on your radar?
I got some stuff on Elon's plans for Twitter. Got some stuff on Kanye. But
put it up. Oh yeah, we've got this guy. Go ahead. Do you have
I mean-
videos, or do you want? Was that a conversation? Okay, let's talk about Kanye. What happened to him? And now, what's his name? Kyle. What's his name? Kyle Irvin of the Brooklyn Nets. The basketball team. You saw that, right?
No, I didn't. Do you want me to
don't
pull
watch
that
it?
up?
Well, you gotta pull it up. You're not on point. What happened is he watched some movie. Have you heard about the Black Hebrews? The Black Israelites.
Yeah, they're a cult. They're insane.
Yeah, I know. Growing up in New York, we used to go to visit Manhattan, like on 42nd Street and Broadway. That's where all the crazy shit was happening. You would have on one side somebody telling you the world is over with a microphone, and they can't stop that because it was religious freedom. And you have the second guy, you have the Israelis. The Israeli as black, they dress in a certain way, and they're like, the way they talk. And you just walk around, and you got the evangelists, and you got the Muslims, you got the black Muslims, you got everybody there. And you have every crazy people in New York just babbling away in one location. These guys got a corner. We used to see these people. We knew they were crazy and stuff like that, but I think they put out a movie, or somebody put out a movie or a documentary. I haven't seen it. Have not read the book. I don't know what it is all about, but I heard it's anti-Semitism in it. And
Obviously.
this Kyrie Irving, he retweeted it, and everybody came down on him and everything. Then he donated $500,000, and he didn't apologize. But the ADL took that fucking. They took $1 million. The ADL is like a fucking gangster. And then they say he has to apologize. He said he want to apologize. Then he apologized eventually because they came down on him. They suspended him. My issue is Kanye West is an asshole. He's anti-Semite. I mean, let's not fucking kid. Either he's crazy or he's a crazy anti-Semite. I mean,
he's parroting Nazi talking points.
There's no doubt about it. This guy Irvin, he retweeted about a movie. They fucking came down on him, and I think the Jewish community or these organizations should calm the fuck down a little bit with that anti-Semitism and all that pressure, because the black community is gonna react back. You understand? They're gonna have a knee-jerk reaction. They're gonna say, "Oh, look, they're picking on us." But Tucker Carlson could go on fucking Fox News and talk about white, what's that, population replacement? It's an old anti-Semitism trope that Jews want to bring immigration.
Globalists.
To replace the white people in America so they could control the United States. This is the whole fucking shtick of the whole shit. Yeah, but Tucker Carlson, they try to put pressure. He said, "Fuck you." The
Mhm.
ADL put pressure on. He said,
Yeah.
"Fuck it, they can do shit to him." But these two black guys, they came down the right away.
You
So
want me to pull up the Kyrie Irving story or
whatever you
this?
want, whatever you like, go ahead.
Well, I got this other Lex Friedman clip that we didn't go
Okay,
over last week.
yeah, put it up.
Yeah.
By the way, I like
share
Lex
screen?
Friedman.
Yeah, I think he did pretty good with this interview.
Yeah, he did a good interview.
Yeah.
New York Times critics pick. Time magazine hails it as extraordinary.
You gotta wait 13 seconds.
Raves
You gotta get premium.
All right. Just wait for it, then we'll play it.
Dude.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
Alka-Seltzer plus
okay.
Power Max gels with more.
Just wait for it, folks. Wait for it.
Yeah.
Lex Friedman is coming up. God damn it. I hate YouTube sometimes.
Well, you can't press on the okay, good.
You're pretty offensive towards a lot, and
I'm not looking to be offensive. I really want to bring people together and get these sales done.
But
no, you are. These right-wing provocateurs like Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh especially, they're like lunatics. They're looking to get a reaction out of people, and the only consistent principle they have is to own the libs because they're contrarian and they're grifting in favor of people who just hate social progress. Go ahead.
I think Candace Owens is an anti-Semite piece of shit because I'm gonna tell you why. Because they said that. Remember when he had that thing with the TMZ when slavery was a choice and they were yelling at each other. The owner of TMZ erased his anti-Semitic screaming and yelling that he likes Hitler, he likes the Nazis, and somebody got offended. And I think they reached out to him and said, "Don't put it on. You're gonna destroy the kid." But the problem is Candace Owens was right in the room. Every time he pops shit against the black community or against Jews, Candace Owens is right there. And when he went to Paris, the last person with him before he went on this tirade, diatribe of anti-Semitism, Jewish control, everything, Candace Owens was in a fucking vase. So that bitch is the Green Reaper. She's in there with him. And I think she triggered him. She triggered him. Good.
Yeah.
She triggered him.
100%. I see your vision.
How do we do that?
Somebody who cares. Well, don't say Jewish media and Jewish controlled media.
JM.
Oh God.
Like, man, you sound like it sounds too much like 1930s Nazi Germany that was leading up to the atrocities.
Yeah.
He would say JM?
Yeah, he was branded JM. That's right.
Yeah, the globalist, the international banking class. They had a lot of dog whistles.
The guy is worth billions of dollars.
they
Bring me these Jews. Let them cheat me. Fuck. Introduce me to them.
Yeah.
Huh? Let him fuck me. Give me $2 billion. What the fuck is wrong with him, man?
Yeah.
Like this memeified prejudice towards a group in a way that's going to lead to hate. And I know you don't mean that. I know you have love in your heart. That's
You know what the prejudice towards a group that led to hate? BLM. Took a black person, showed his death on camera because
how was that hate?
Okay, there are examples of us being killed on camera, but if it was spread on camera, it was done on purpose by the media. Because
so anything, any piece of media that uses a camera is spread on camera by Jews. I don't know what his narrative is.
14, 20 kids get killed in Chicago every week, and it's not spread that much. They, like you said, singled out a person, directed everything on that person, right, as the martyr, and raised the people.
Like George Floyd. That's what he's talking about. He doesn't like him.
Yeah. Because
he's
convinced
he died of fentanyl. He said that shit was all made up by the Jews.
Yeah. Oh,
blame it on the Jews. That's the easy way. Well, the economy's bad. Blame it on the Jews.
He thinks blacks are Jewish puppets, so they can control more stuff.
It's all about business in this country.
We didn't have our 40 acres and a mule. We didn't have.
And this is fueling the Nazism.
Yeah.
Like.
And they don't like him either. They just say, "Yeah, go Kanye," and they still think of him differently. They probably call him the N-word all day and night. You got our little N guy that they're saying shit for us. Candace Owens, same shit. She's a fucking mouthpiece with all this, and they don't like. I mean, what happened is, I could understand. You see, I'm in a particular situation. I am against the Israeli situation, how they treat the Palestinian, the occupation, and I see Zionism as a form of fucking racism. But
They're
as a,
fascist.
yeah, but as a Jews as a community, I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm part of that community, and sometimes my politics in the United States maybe 80% align or 75% with Jewish Americans, liberalism, civil rights, things of that nature. So I can understand these people had a bad history, like in Germany. And when somebody, an idiot like that, with such a platform comes and spotlight all this anti-Semitic, or they own the bank, they own the fucking. This is the stuff that's been going on for years. They get scared because he's emboldened all the idiots that come out of the woodwork saying, "Well, Kanye is saying it. He's right. Look at him. Look at that black guy saying he's right. Look at that." Somebody finally telling the truth about those people. I could understand that dangerous, and I condemn it. I only have issue with people who are. Why do I have issue with? You see, I donate to an organization called If Not Now. It's a Jewish organization with young Jews who are against the occupation and the Jewish Peace. I think it's something like it's like $20, and the other one is like $12 a month. My situation with the ADL is here you are here against white supremacists, whatever you want to call them. But in Israel, you support Netanyahu and the settlers who are Jewish supremacists. I don't know how to say that word. Or Israeli supremacists.
Yeah.
Who are saying that they made the law inside Israel that Israel is a Jewish state, but you have 20% of the populations are Arabs or Bedouins, whatever, or different minorities. And imagine if the United States go and Congress pass a law, the United States is a Christian country, we all fucking yell and scream, right or wrong? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's my situation with that. But Kanye West is a person, I think he's either mentally ill or he's being, or this is him because he's unfiltered medication, maybe will help him keep the racism or the anti-Semitism inside. But he's been very successful. He's worth billions of dollars. He's a guy who came out from nothing.
He's throwing it all away.
Yeah, Lex Friedman told him in the interview, he said, why would you just name the fucking people? Why don't you be brave? I think he's with the word. And just name the fucking people who fucked you. Just tell me Jonathan was so-and-so or Jack so-and-so, so we'll know who fucked you. You can't say they all fucked me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Shlomo in Brooklyn here, he just eat fucking culture food and bagel. He has nothing to do with power. He did not fucking oppress you, and he had nothing to do with what happened to you. So this is all full shit. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, that's the biggest piece of right-wing ideology.
Yeah.
Thinking characteristics and political narratives are essential to races and people and genders and all that stuff. So,
you know, like a lot of things, right? Like that black people have not ever been given. So once we're given just a little bit, like your life matters, right? Then we literally like, oh, okay, now we're being heard, right? But actually the death toll is up. The city where this happened is completely been turned to a war zone. It's actually something like Candace
war zone.
Owens can actually specify this better. But it's like its own city or something. Like they made it not be a part of the actual state or something. It's like DC and stuff. It's like Washington DC now and stuff. Like, and that has to be from a government, that's got higher level agenda written all over it.
Yeah, they're using the death of an individual.
He has all this information in his head. He just doesn't know how to, organize it. You understand? Because you have an interview, he'll fucking throw like a million thing at you and the kitchen sink, and he does not organize his conversation. I was surprised he knows this fucking guy, Macy Musa. He's a fucking, he's like the richest African in history. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? But he threw it out there without explaining it. If you're listening, you would know. But I know because I already read that history. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole issue with Kanye was self-destructive. I don't think it's not going to end well for him mentally. What I'm going to say here, and I hope it doesn't happen, it's not going to end well. They're going to find him someplace, and I hope not, because he does have a mental disease. He is sick.
Clearly.
Yeah. Even if he was a racist or anti-Semite, you don't say those things because you want to protect your money. You understand what I'm saying? right or wrong. I mean, if you have $2 billion deals
absolutely
and all
right.
that, I mean, even there's a lot of rich people who are anti-Semite. The fucking president, the fucking Nixon, was an anti-Semite. He hated Jewish people, but his Secretary of State was Kissinger. All his vices were Jewish and all that stuff, and he still hated them. You know, they had him on tape. You know, when he used to talk about it behind their back. So the whole issue here is that I never seen somebody self-destruct in 1 week and lost $2 billion. And I think they'll be a little bit harsh on him between me and you. And I was afraid they might go after his streaming, but thank God they didn't go after that, like, you know, like Spotify and all those where he gets his other money.
Yeah.
Because you cannot choke a man completely. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you have to give him a way out. You have to give him a way out. And I think if he had a team, as soon as you start talking that crazy shit, I tweeted. I don't know if you want my tweet. I said what he needs right now, people to admit him to a fucking world center, even if it is nothing, for 2-3 weeks.
He needs it.
No, come out, make an apology, go to some Holocaust museum, you know, a public relationship. You know, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Go out there, donate a couple $1 million to these organizations.
He's too proud, though. You know.
Yeah, but he fucked himself out, man. It's $2 billion, man. And he built all he spent what 20-30 years now building that shit up and fucking losing in 4 days and daring them to do it. Or Adidas can't do it. He's there. Adidas said I could say anything I want, and Adidas can't do nothing about it. Now what? All right, then he goes fucking to Skisher. You know Skisher? What's it called? That shoe company, Skisher, SK.
Oh, Skechers.
He goes to the Jewish. It's a Jewish family that owns it. I mean, it's a privately held company, and he goes there with a camera crew. He eats a bagel right next door. This is like fucking like a New York story, but they're in California. He walks in there and he wants to talk to the exit. He wants to make a deal. Now you just fucking talked a lot of shit about Jewish people and shit on them, and you just lost all your contracts because of that. And you're gonna go to a Jewish company that is owned by 2 Jewish guys. You know, Skechers is owned by 2 Jewish guys. Everybody knows. I have those shoes. They're very comfortable. They're cheap and comfortable. But the whole idea is he's a fucking idiot, man. He's a fucking idiot. And all those bursts of energy he has, you know, sometimes you have a good idea, but a couple years ago, he tried to do it on his own. He lost $53 million. He almost went bankrupt when he tried to do his own fashion shit. So he cannot make money on his own. He need...
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, he needs people like a company. Like let's say, for example, your creator, right? Free. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. And I'm the businessman, you know. And I'm like, yo, listen, Free. Okay, let me fix this. I'm going to say, listen, Free. Okay, 1, 2, those ideas are good. Now relax. Let's do those first, and we're gonna do the other ones later. Oh man. Don't worry, we got 10 minutes to go, and then we're gonna get out of here. Sorry, man. I just don't feel it, man. I get tired real fast. So the whole idea is that he always needs somebody to keep him in check. Kanye West cannot do things on his own. Everybody knows that. I mean, he's intelligent, he's creative, but his behavior is self-destructive at the end, because he'll come up with a good idea in the morning, and then in the evening he'll come with a better idea and erase the one he came up with in the morning.
Sure, the media are not the Jewish media, the media.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Right.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I had to get the camera back on.
And that's the media's fucked up. That machine.
Oh. Yeah, here we go.
Takes whatever tragedy and pushes it towards whatever narrative that gets more clicks and views and so on. Sure, and then politicians do the same. They use the media to influence the media to tell a story. And
manufactured consent. That was Noam Chomsky's idea about, you know, how capitalists, the ruling class, construct narratives to feed people, and it's all lies. It's all bullshit.
What is it called?
Manufacturing Consent. I think it's a book and a documentary.
Oh,
yeah.
He's old, right, Chomsky?
Yeah, Chomsky. I think he's 93
years old.
Yeah.
I was reading something. It was Karl Marx anti-Semite. He's Jewish, wasn't he?
Yeah. Marx was Jewish.
Because I was going back and forth with somebody. Oh, he's an anti-Semite. And the lady said, "I'm Jewish," and I was like, I say he was an anti. He didn't hate Jews. He just hated Judaism. He's against religion. He hated all religions. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are doing this anti-Semite, this card, you're overusing that shit. It's gonna lose its value in the market after a while.
Yeah, I mean, these Nazi types, they have a contradiction, because they're constantly claiming, oh, Jews are the cultural Marxists, the communists, the fucking socialists who want to
Yeah.
indoctrinate your children with the queer agenda, and they're also saying, okay, well, they're also the really wealthy business interests. Okay, you have like people, lunatic neocons like Kissinger, Weisselberg,
Let me get rid of this.
and
Okay, go ahead.
anti-interventionist people like Chomsky's really critical of Israel's policies.
Yeah.
Marx was anti-imperialist,
Yeah.
and so like you can't classify people. You can't like lump them into one cohesive group because
I think American Jews have been very beneficial to this country. I think they
Oh, yeah.
created a lot. They created
Yep.
a lot of wealth. Not to fucking be kissing the ass or anything, but you got to be honest. All the fucking in medication, in philanthropy, in science, fucking. No, let's be honest. I mean, they have contributed greatly culturally, socially, economically, and medicine, and people need to understand that you cannot alienate these people or scare them away to fucking leave the country. Then you can end up with nothing. We need to rethink our idea that as a country that we are not that racism, anti-Semitism, or sexism, whatever all the ism that is. We need to keep that in check. Nationalism. All this full of all the isms of isms, all these fucking diseases, in order to keep our country safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we could only work together as a country. America could only work together. Everybody knows that, and we have this magic formula that no other country has. And once we lose that formula, then it's going to be hard to put it back or to put back the ingredients the way it was. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
Huh?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right.
All this secessionist bullshit, divorce, Christian nationalism, white nationalism, or Arabism, whatever the fuck. These are all diseases. It's okay to have them because every nation has its diseases, but we cannot let the disease engulf the whole body. What's that here? What's that water you got going? The whole.
Just a bit of water, coffee here.
Yeah, coffee. I had coffee. I didn't even drink it because I already had too much. Anyway, so you want to call it? It's already almost.
I'll call it quits when you want to.
No, yeah, I'm feeling tired anyway today.
All right.
I was waiting for you, and I lose a lot of energy and all that. Anyway, Free. I hope we had a nice conversation. We'll meet next week,
Absolutely.
okay?
Omar. Yeah,
I enjoyed
fantastic.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.